Two friends, two minds, and one love for Arsenal Football Club. You are now listening to the Cod and Two Minds podcast.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's really going on? Welcome to the podcast, Cod and Two Minds. This is episode 8. Glad you guys tuned in. This is E. Marshall here, and I'm joined with my co-host, Fitty Mac. And yes, the international break is over. It's back to Premiership football this weekend. Arsenal take on Southampton at the Emirates. Today on the podcast, me and Fitty discuss who to start. Do we go with Giroud or Perez, Mustafi or Holden? And we even mixed in a little international talk. We discussed some of Arsenal's players that were out on international duty. And, to go along with our normal foolishness, I hope you guys enjoy the show, and thanks for tuning in. What's going on, Big Fitty?
What's up?
Oh, man, I'm chilling. The international break's over. Premier football, it's back.
The excitement, we're back.
Yeah, that was a rough one, too. That's that early one in the season. It's usually, it gets.
I'm going to take a little side note for a second. I'm a huge Arsenal supporter, but I will say this. Jurgen Klinsmann has the U.S. men's national team playing as good as I've seen them in a long time.
He has. The result last night against Trinidad and Tobago was a great result. The kid played, Pulisic. He looked good. Jose Altidore scoring goals. I can't say enough about it, but, what do we expect?
People just need to understand that, hey, we reach and grab for straws here in America.
Yeah. Quarterfinals.
Trinidad and Tobago. Hey, it's a great win. We're so excited.
Right. TNT, baby. Yeah, I'm not delusional or nothing. You know what I mean? The best we could do would probably be quarterfinals in a World Cup. United States.
Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah. But yeah. Did you happen to see any of the international games?
You know what? I took a little break myself, so watched a few highlights here and there.
Okay.
Got some results, saw what happened and stuff, but I didn't really watch too many games.
Were you online? Did you check your Twitter? Because Giroud took a beating. He had a rough game against Belarus.
Belarus?
Yeah. The French national team, I think they drew. Yeah, they drew, and Giroud missed a few good chances, but so did Griezmann, And the abuse this guy takes all the time is just incredible. Pogba didn't play that well, and some of the papers in England, all they were talking about is how Giroud didn't do his job. But what do we want for? Giroud was fine. You know what I mean? Will he miss sitters every now and then? Will he miss shots he should make? Yeah. But does he play for a team that barely crosses him the ball? You know what I mean?
Right.
So he's solid. And with the players he has behind him and besides him, he's good enough.
The funny thing is, it's like nothing new to hear people kind of shit talking Giroud. But, coincidentally, every time I look at him, he's out there for France.
Right.
All the time.
He must be, yeah.
You literally would call him their lead striker, because Griezmann is not your classic striker, so.
He plays right behind him. But yeah, like you said, he's out there, and we know France isn't short on, quality players, and he's out there. Look, he's fine. I feel bad for the guy. He does take a lot of abuse. He gets a lot of abuse from me. But at the same time, I'm at a point now where it's like, let's just take it easy on the guy. You know what I mean? He's not Theo Walcott. He does score. He holds the ball up well for us. And the style in which we play is not really suitable for him. Like, we don't play with width and get crosses in the box. We don't. And we barely get, free kicks. And when we do, he'll score on the occasional one or two of them. You know what I mean? He's fine.
Yeah. I mean, let's not forget, he goes on runs like any striker would. So
exactly.
I mean, there was a point last season where it seemed like Giroud was scoring on like every other set piece. I mean, they were lumping him in and he was putting them away. So, I mean, hey, he's just a striker. It's a thankless position, a high risk, high reward kind of position.
Exactly. And the whole thing with Giroud and his career at Arsenal is he's had to carry a lot of the load. Now we have Perez. Now we can give him a break here and there. You know what I mean? So, we'll be fine this year. I think.
Sure.
I think Sanchez and Ozil and even, Theo or Ox and Santi are going to have to chip in some goals. But I think with all that quality, we should, give Giroud a break. If he gets his 20, that's fine. That's fine.
I mean, seriously, 20? I mean,
yeah.
Hey, from a striker, especially on a team that gets a good amount of goals from midfielders.
Exactly.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
He does the wall pass. You know what I mean? He doesn't face the goal enough at Arsenal to score a lot of goals. Like, he's always got his back to the goal, trying to do his little flick. So,
Well, one of the things that you pointed out on the last podcast when you were looking at Lucas Perez's numbers was not just his goals, but his goals plus his assists.
And chances created, yes.
And if you look at Giroud and you count him up during the season, I mean, a guy that can score around 20 goals and probably assist on, I'm just guessing at the number, maybe 5-6 assists in the season.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, the man's productive. He is.
He's
in his own weird little way, he's productive.
In his own, beautifully said. In his own weird little way, Giroud's fine. We need to give him a break. We need to get behind the guy. I didn't watch it, but I saw a lot of the highlights of the Switzerland-Portugal game. I was interested in that because Portugal, they are the European champions. And Switzerland won that game. And we all know Xhaka plays for Switzerland. He had a wonderful game. He was very aggressive, and he got sent off in the 94th minute.
94th?
When they were winning, he got his second yellow in injury time. My thing with that is, I like Xhaka. He can really ping a good long pass, but at the same time, if Koch had got sent off in a game in which we were winning, in the 94th minute, he would be getting hate mail. You know what I mean? Like, it's just amazing how some people can get away with it and some people can't. Xhaka has his fanboys. They're on Twitter, and they really like him. I don't know if it's just football or
is it because he looks like a Hollywood movie star?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. The funniest shit you'll see on Twitter is when we sign a new player and whoever, like, the person on Twitter will put his face and be like, Xhaka's the best. You know what I mean? As his name. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just weird.
Yeah.
But you got a lot of those fools out there who, he can't do anything wrong. But to me, that's kind of piss poor. That's a dumb mistake. If that was for Arsenal and, say he did that in a Champions League game and he was going to miss the next game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a huge mistake. And I really think he's going to need to tone it down a little bit. I can see he's got that fighter's mentality. He's aggressive. But I don't see him timing too many challenges well. You know what I mean? Like, he's off a little bit. And I just think he needs to just calm down.
For a young kid at that position, that might be the part of gaining experience that he needs to kind of capture.
That's true. And the speed in which the Premier is played, he could just be like, whoa, you know what I mean? He could just be late right now or not adjusted to it. So, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, and that's a real thing, the speed of the Premier League. Like,
exactly.
I mean, just the level of excitement that is on the field constantly is
industry.
Just, you watch an Italian game and you want to fall asleep. I mean,
right.
You start thinking both teams are on the same page. They're like, okay, break time now.
0-0 draw. Yeah, but yeah, it's so I just thought that was interesting. But other than that, I'm happy with Xhaka. He's not walking on water. You know what I mean? But man, some of his long passes are incredible. And hopefully you can see. You missed you saw a few of them, but you didn't really see them. But I mean, the highlights, YouTube him. Like, he can ping a long pass, and that's why I'm excited about Perez. He's got more pace than Giroud. And, if he can time his run and get that going, man, that's going to be a thing of beauty.
Yeah. It is something I love to see out of our it's something I love to see out of our defensive mids. Like, I was a huge Alex Song fan. And just going into his last season with Arsenal, you started seeing him linking up with like Cess on long passes.
Yes.
And I don't really think Santi does it a little bit different, but then again,
they're on the ground. Like, Santi can spot a long pass on the ground through the defense. Yeah. But Song, I mean, he was getting to a point where he was doing it too much. You know what I mean? Like,
that was a hurting team, though, at that time, where it just seemed like we were just grasping for straws, trying to figure out ways to get the ball into the box.
Exactly. All right, so, we're playing Southampton at the Emirates. We always beat Southampton. I think we've beaten them, I don't know the numbers, but we've pretty much haven't lost to them at the Emirates for a long time. Which
is true, but I do want to make one quick point that I just noticed when I was looking at the past results.
Go for it.
Arsenal hasn't scored a goal against Southampton in the last 3 matchups.
Really?
We drew them 0-0 in the last game.
At the Emirates?
In February, well, just the last 3 games, period.
Okay.
The last 3 games, 0-0 draw, a 4-0 loss, and a 2-0 loss. We haven't scored against Southampton in 3 games straight now.
Wow.
And I'd like to see them come out with some fire right now.
Are you sure, dude?
I'm positive. It was one of the stats that stuck out to me when I looked at the past results, and I just thought, geez, that kind of shocked me. But I remember the 4-0 loss last year.
That was That was
like December
that was,
or something like that.
Christmas break. Yeah, I was talking about. Yeah, I got you. I was talking about at the Emirates. We haven't lost to them in like 15 or something like that. But yeah, you're right. We did get our butts kicked, and that was when we were really rolling too. But it was, we had 2 days rest, and then we turned around and played them at Southampton. But anyway, I'm excited about the game. I'm in my scorers predictors league. I got us winning, I think 2-0. I have to double check. But what I wanted to ask you was the new guys. We were just talking about the adjustment period, the speed of play. I'm going to ask you this one first. Do we go with, look, I just gave Giroud all this praise, or not praise, but I said take it easy. Do we go with Giroud or do we go with Perez?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I got one little issue about playing Giroud in this game. So he wasn't healthy enough or ready enough to play for us. And then the break hits, and he goes and he plays for France.
Good point.
So, for one game, just one, I'm just going to send the message like, hey, you weren't really ready before the break, we now have another striker on the team. I'm going to go ahead and give you one more game off since we're going with the possibly not fit. Okay. You weren't fit and ready to go, and now you play for France. I'm going to say, you know what? Let's give you one more game rest. So, Lucas Perez. I start Lucas Perez.
Okay. I'm going to I would start based on his last game, his last performance for France, and the abuse he's been getting. I would start Giroud, which is weird, but you know, I think he needs to play and get going with his team. You know, he hasn't really played for us all season, and I just think this would be a good game for him to come back, you know, wipe all that shit away about what happened, you know, the other day for France, get all that out of his system, get reacclimated with his team, and play. But Perez starting at home in a game in which Giroud has recently played on international break would not be a bad thing at all. You can always use that as an excuse. You know, Wenger's got a scapegoat right there where Giroud just played. Perez is not away on international break. He's with the team. We're at home. It's a team we should beat. So, yeah, it would be a good game to start. It would be a good game to start Perez. You know what? Hold on. I'm changing everything. I would start Perez because Giroud just played.
I like your thought process. You know, you thought that one out.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because you agree with me. But,
right. I changed
but, you know, the other thing I always thought, you know, which, I mean, I feel like Giroud should and he will get plenty of starts. I'm not worried about necessarily, like, you know, hurting his confidence necessarily.
Yeah.
But, you know, he went through that small period last year.
We're well back. Well,
where, early in the season, remember Walcott got a run out for about, you know, it seemed like about 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
And we had a few games there where Walcott scored and Giroud came in late in the game and he scored too.
Yeah. Giroud,
Giroud, he's great off the bench too.
That's what I was just going to say. He is our best option off the bench. Like when he comes in, he scores goals. Bayern Munich last year, the Champions League game when we won, you know, it was a game in which he came in, he scored a goal, and he's done it. He's done it quite a few times. So yeah, you're right, and he is a better option late because of his height and his effectiveness on set pieces. And when we're just lumping it in there trying to get a goal or anything, he is a better option.
Well, yeah, if the situation gets tight and the team we're playing just sacks back, they park the truck, you almost need somebody that could play in the air a little bit to try to just sneak one in to cause havoc.
Exactly. Let's see here. Okay, so we've decided on Perez.
Yeah.
Now, the one I'm really excited about seeing would be do we go with Mustafi or do we continue to go with the kid Rob Holding? Give it to me.
My gut reaction is Mustafi has to start. Main reason for me, we're at home. The crowd, the team, the supporters have been drooling for this guy to join the team for a while now. You know,
it would really make for a great atmosphere. It would really make
for what it's worth. He's our version of world class defender. We need him to like come on and just shut the door down and just not let nothing come through his way at least.
Yeah, it would make morale, you know, amongst the fans. It would just raise everything because he was the guy we really wanted. We finally get him. He's a German international. I think you throw him out there. I think you throw him out there with Koscielny and just, you know, it's a team we should beat. Southampton continues to sell their best players every year, and praise God they still don't have Mane. Gosh, that guy's a beast. But I mean, every year they sell their best players, and I think this is the year it's going to catch up to them. So it's a game we should win. I say go with Rob Holding. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Go with Mustafi. Go with Mustafi. Go with Mustafi.
Yeah, and as far as Holding goes, I mean, to just know Arsene Wenger, because Mustafi's joined the team, unless we're talking injuries, Holding is most likely going to sink into watch and learn stage on this team.
Yeah.
Maybe he sneaks in a couple times before Gabriel returns.
Yeah.
But once Gabriel returns, it's rare that Wenger goes more than three guys at center back.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? Holding's young enough. He's young enough that I think it's okay for him to sit back and just watch a couple of national first team national players go.
Right. He gets to learn, and we're in enough competitions where he will get time. Capital One Cup, FA Cup. He's solid. I just really think you have to go with Mustafi, just for the excitement. You know what I mean? If he was to play both of them and we had a good result, can you imagine Twitter? Can you imagine Arsenal fans all over the world just happy and hugging and just excited again? Man, okay, we might have something.
See. I knew we needed a center back and a striker. Right. I told you.
All you guys that talk shit about Wenger, see, he's a legendary.
AKB.
He's a legend. Yeah. So.
I will make one just other quick thought about it was, one of the things I was talking about with Holding, being able to sit back and watch.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the belief that, I think both Koscielny and Mustafi are a slightly different type of center back than Holding is.
Yeah.
And I find that more valuable than to watch a center back that's like you. I would rather see him watching a couple center backs that maybe play a little different style.
Right.
And, he can kind of pick up some finer notes of, maybe how to cover, how to position yourself and stuff like that, where he could say, wow, okay, I get it now. Right. I get it,
Expand his horizon at the center back position. Last but not least, these guys aren't new. They've been on the team a while. They're both busters. But they're on Arsenal, so I like them. I support them. But
excuse me while I sip my scotch.
What kind of scotch is that?
Laphroaig. My fellow friends would know Laphroaig, a fine Islay scotch.
Did you say Lafag? I tell you what, that glass sure makes you look.
Looks, you like that,
What now? What kind of glass is that? Nobody knows.
It's actually a bourbon sipper.
Okay, dude.
But hey, if it's got whiskey in the name, then that's what I'm drinking.
I got you. Okay. Well, that sounds good. He's gay. Hey, but check it out. Do we go with Ox? Or do we go with Theo?
Man, for me, in the short season we've started, I think this is the biggest question of the whole season so far. Yeah. Ox or Theo? I gotta say, I'm back on Theo. Theo.
I would have to agree. I would go with Theo. Theo looks hungry. Theo looks like, damn, will I ever play for England ever again? Well, let me do good so I can, get another contract extension. He's running that game where I think this is the year he's going to score. He's going to, look at me. Let me relax.
Hey.
If Theo can get us 15, and be healthy.
Yeah.
And maybe throw out 8 assists. Shit.
Hey, is it legitimate? It just hit me right now. So is it legitimate to say that Theo possibly might score more goals than Sanchez?
Who, Alexis?
Yeah.
No, Alexis is on that shit this year, dude. He's got
15. You said 15 out of Theo, and I was trying to think how many will Alexis score this year?
25.
Okay. All right.
I'm hoping. But, I agree. We got to go with Theo. Until Ox gets a better fade, stops dyeing his hair, you know what I mean? Cuts it down, stop throwing the S-curl in it, the soul glow for you white people, and just, get back to basics. And
please
calm the fuck down.
Please get that Denilson look off your face when they zero in on you. Right. I can't stand it.
Snap out of it.
When you look up into the sky and you got a half smirk because you're not really sure what just happened.
Yeah.
Just driving me crazy.
Calm down, dude. Get a little Ozil in your game. Get a little swagger. Calm down. You don't have to hit the turbo button every time you play. Just change of pace is what's effective. Just calm down, dude.
Yes.
If he could do that, man, oh man. But he's just way too. He's on that. I don't know, cocaine.
Hey, a quick one just to think about it. But okay, we're talking Theo Walks. But what about when Welbeck returns? Because I got a tough time seeing Welbeck go up front with Perez and Giroud, but I don't have a problem with Welbeck on the wing either. And does Welbeck take both of their spots if he comes up?
Welbeck is in Detroit, Michigan, at a soul food shop eating chitlins and eggs. He's done, dude. He's done.
This barbecue sauce is so good it make you slap your mama.
He's done. I hate to say it, but he's done. I've completely. When you said his name, I was like, Welbeck. Oh yeah, Big Daddy Kane haircut. Yeah, that guy. He's done. I
love him though. I love Danny.
You can love him all you want, but he's just like Ox. Calm the fuck down, and you won't get hurt so much. Banging into that guy all on the sideline like that. Anyway, Welbeck is done. If he was not done and he came back, I would play him over Giroud. Yeah, you flip a coin on those two. Whatever you
over Giroud, you would play him.
He's only going to play one striker. Well, I don't want to change. I like him. He is bright. So, yeah, he's only going to play one striker. So, take your pick. I haven't seen Perez play yet in this league. So, look at you. You got me all fired up, dude.
Well, I mean, my question wasn't striker, but over Ox or Theo. Ox or Theo, does he play over them?
Oh, okay. All wide. Look, I wasn't even paying attention.
Yes.
I'm fucking around.
We've seen him out there on the wing before, usually on the left side, not the right. But over Ox or Theo, would you play Welbeck if a healthy Welbeck?
Yeah, I would. Just because he's better defensively. He runs all over the place. You know what I mean? He runs so much that when he gets in position and the ball's at his feet and he's right in front of the goal, he's so damn tired, he sometimes misses it. But, yeah.
Got you. Okay.
But, yeah, he covers a lot of ground and, he takes his responsibilities well. So, what's your before we get out of here, what's going to be your prediction for the game? I've already told you mine, 2-0 Arsenal.
So I actually have the prediction at 3-1 Arsenal.
3-1,
and that's mostly behind the. Like I said, we haven't beat them in 3 games, so I think Arsenal comes out with some fire in this game, and they want to kind of give it back to Southampton.
I like that. Well, on that note, I said it again, dude. I never said that until I started this damn podcast.
Yeah.
And on that note, but anyway, that's going to do it for today's podcast, Caught in Two Minds. This is episode number 8. Everybody enjoy the game, support the team, and get ready for our next show. God willing, Monday, which is going to be Piss and Moan Monday. So, you know, I promise I will get the hashtag out there. Just tweet us a piss and moan, and we'll talk about it on the air.
Come on, you fucking gunners.
Fitty, you got anything you wanna tell the people before we get out of here? No? Okay, great.
Hey, I'm just happy everything's back. I got no advice for you this week. I just want to tell everybody, peace.
Caught in Two Minds, CITM podcast. Peace.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Caught in Two Minds. Please head on over to iTunes and subscribe, rate, and review the show. All feedback is much appreciated. If you would like to contact the show, drop us an email at citmpodcast@gmail.com. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at CITM Podcast, at Gooner Rush, and at E Marshall. That's EMARSHO. The music in this podcast has been provided by Statics. If you like what you hear, be sure to check them out at staticsentertainment.com and follow them on Twitter and Instagram at Statics Music. That's STATX Music. Peace.